found in violation of Republic FC Code of Conduct face ejection from the event, as well as potential bans from future stadium events. Individuals in violation of code of conduct will receive a letter notifying them of their violation. Warning that their behavior may result in future ejections or disciplinary action. Thank you and enjoy the match.
Republic FC fans, I'm down here in the pits so I can introduce you tonight. St. Co-captains in the game. The Al family are going to be joining the referees at the center of the pitch for the coin toss. If you want to get a chance to be part of the coin toss and be St. Co-captains in the games, make sure to visit SacramentoFC.com.
Republic FC fans possess tonight starting 11, and now let's meet tonight's opponent, the Seattle Sounders FC2. In goal, number 22, Charlie Ryan. On defense, number 77, Jordy Bellum. On defense, 36, Michael Nelson. On defense, 25, Tony Alfaro. On defense, 35, Nuhu Tolo. On midfield, 34, Jordan Schweitzer. In midfield, 90, Mark O'Shawn. In midfield, 32, Zach Mather. At forward, 17, Darwin Jones. At forward, 97, Myron Samuel. At forward, number 80, Victor Manzarek. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bonnie Field. Tonight, the visiting Seattle Sounders FC2 take on the Sacramento Republic FC. Tonight's match presented by UC Davis Children's Hospital. Please welcome to the field, the Seattle Sounders FC2 against Sacramento FC. From the Gulf Keys to the pitch, yes, UCH Children's Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to put your hats and welcome FCL 05 boys and 06 girls. They present our nation's colors. And welcome Violet Joy Hanson in her rendition of the national anthem of the United States of America.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light that so long we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the longing bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled and the home of the brave.
Our champions may come and go, but our foundation remains. This is the world's game, a dance of athletic grace and physical precision. Yet this does not make the game. It is the people, the indomitable spirit. We are Sacramento.
A beautiful 74 degrees in the capital city. Perfect setting for a clash of Western Conference foes. Seattle seeks to get out of the cellar with a victory. Sacramento looking to build an impressive performance in Los Angeles a week ago. Good evening and welcome to Bonnie Field. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. The 2016 season started with expectations on improving from a year ago, but for the Rave Green, the first 8 matches have come with a bit of frustration. Seattle at the bottom of the table with 6 points has allowed the second most goals in the conference, and is now looking for a remedy to cure its woes. For the home club, Sacramento has taken a positive turn, goes up 2 goals for the first time in September since last year, and with that, a defensive performance that was stellar as ever. Public come away against a win against LA. Question now becomes, though, Kevin, Republic back to full form.
Superficially, you might think that they're back in it, but when you really look at it and think about the game last week, specifically against LA was playing 3 games in 1 week. This was the 3rd game. Granted, Sacramento goes down to LA in their home turf, gets 2 goals. So I still think there's a lot to be proven, but they're on the right track.
Well, let's take a look at our key contributors. We begin with Victor Mansoret for the Seattle's too.
Yeah, one of those guys that both our center backs, Christian and Thorne, need to keep an eye on. Sneaky can kind of lull himself out of a game and then jump back in, and before you know it, he's one-on-one with Dominic.
On the other side, Emra Clement, a USL Team of the Week member.
Yes, Emra, when he's involved in that final third and he's putting good balls in the box, we seem to get results and get goals. So we need to get him involved early in that attack and get him involved as often as possible tonight.
And let's take a look at your Sounders 2 lineup here as Charlie Lyon back in the box for Seattle, his first appearance since Rio Grande Valley, a 2-2 draw. It's been about 4 matches since we've seen Lyon back there. And for Sacramento on the other side, a couple of changes. Tommy Thompson, Adam John on loan. They're in the starting 11.
Another guy, keep an eye on Octavio Guzman's moved into the midfield. Paul Buckles decided he might be more effective, which I really like to see. I think he's more effective in that midfield role, box-to-box type guy who really drives the ball nicely. So I want to see him do that a lot tonight. Get the ball and drive with it.
All right, and the visiting coach, Ezra Hendrickson, in his second year with S2, joined Seattle as an assistant in 2009. And for Sacramento, technical director and head coach Paul Buckle, who is looking to improve here this club's record if they get this team turned back around and in the right direction. Now, Kevin, your keys to the match.
3 keys to the game right now. Continue to defend well. 3 goals conceded in 7 games, which is an absolutely fantastic record for a back four. Got to do that again tonight in order to stay involved in the game. And also, we talked about it a minute ago, get Clemente involved in the attack. We seem to get good results when Emra plays well in that final third as one of our better attacking players coming from that right back position. And finally, set the tempo tonight. Go out there and make sure everything that you do, your first touch, your first tackle, your first shout, whatever it is, make sure it's good. Set the tempo. Don't let Seattle come out here and get comfortable whatsoever.
Seattle with 7 points on the season. Sacramento with 10, looking to win their second match in a row after dropping 3 consecutive matches. And we are underway as Adam John gets things going. Sacramento in the Old Glory red, Seattle in the white kits. Sacramento will move to the south end of the field here, while Seattle will head to the north end towards the Tower Bridge Battalion. Great evening here in the city of Sacramento tonight. A slight breeze coming from the south, and this is a team that is looking to put some goals into the net. They have just scored 4 on the year, 2 coming a week ago. Emra Clemente with a beauty from 25 yards out in the 16th minute, and then one of the best combinations from the Republic that we have seen from Clemente to Tommy Stewart, and then Harry Williams getting his first goal on the year, and they shut out the Galaxy 2, posting the first loss for Los Angeles. Here tonight, though, Kevin, is a team at the bottom of the basement. The table here looking up. Seattle Sounders, too. They've got a lot of improvement. They've struggled as of late. They're trying to turn things around.
Yeah, they really are. There are a lot of struggles here early. Some new players coming in. Got an injury right here. But one of these things, Ezra needs to figure out a way for his guys to get consistency with his players. It seems like, you know, we talked about it a minute ago, Rob, with Garth Lagerwey, the GM for Seattle. It's interesting to see what he's doing right now with the squad, whether he's bringing in a certain type of player, whatever it is. It seems to be he's looking for pace, bringing a lot of Caribbean players into the mix here, which is very interesting. I like the thought that Garth has, and it's really interesting to start looking at it now and see how it pays off through the course of the next 3, 6, 9, 18 months for the first team potentially. So what I think Ezra needs to do is make sure he gets some more consistency with his guys throughout, and right now seems to be a good spot to kind of draw the line, and from here on out, hopefully his guys, his back four specifically, can play together and get some unity and get some coordination between the back four, and hopefully it's going to pay dividends for them in the near future.
Well, Mark Ojan off to the sideline. He is back in play now. Here's Emra Clemente on the right side. Harry Williams in the middle here. Tabo getting a start in the middle of the park. Off the left side, here's James Kiffey, and a tackle sliding out of play. So for Sacramento, they beat Los Angeles 2-0 when it looked like scoring was going something that was not going to happen. As nearly 6 hours gone by, low cross and sent in, and Nelson clears it away. But Sacramento, nearly 400 minutes without a goal until Emra Clemente put it in the back of the net. Kevin, there was a lot of thought of what should happen, what do you do? And well, Paul Buckle decided to take the crew out for coffee instead. And here's the cross in from the corner, looking for a goal. JJ Cavol goes up, and it'll trickle out of play, and will be a goal kick coming up for Seattle. So the mindset was not to work harder, but maybe to take the guys away. They go out for coffee, and maybe the caffeine was what did the trick. Yeah, it's one of those things, too. You really start to think about, even the week before. I thought the week before, Paul really got into the players through the course of the week. Came in the following day, Saturday game, Sunday came in for a really, really difficult training session, which surprised the guy, kind of shocked the system, surprised the guys and shocked the system a little bit. And then again last week, after another poor performance, decides to take a different approach. Take the day off, go have a cup of coffee, talk about things. Don't focus on the bad stuff, the negativity.
which clearly paid dividends on the weekend against LA, scoring 2 goals and getting the 3 points. But it's always funny seeing different management tactics, styles, principles, whatever you want to call it. I know we were talking a lot about, I would have liked him to flip that script a little bit, maybe take the guys out for coffee the week before, and then the week after, when he does take them out for coffee, be a little bit more hard on them in training sessions. But whatever Paul did worked well and got the 3 points on the weekend.
Alfaro with the left foot, looking for Samuel. Samuel taking majority of corner kicks for the Sounders too this season. Samuel played 3 years in the Caribbean, popped up to one of the top clubs in the division there, and 2 assists so far with the Sounders too. Just 24 years of age. It looks like he will give way. No, so Samuel will come back in, and here's an outswinger. Headed in, and easy play for Dominic Jakubek. Alfaro got a noggin on it. Alfaro with 1 goal on the season, 8 appearances, the only Sounders 2 to make each appearance in each of the Sounders 2 matches so far this season.
A bit too easy for Alfaro right there. Should have some more challenge, some more bodies on him in the box for Sacramento, but still, nonetheless, he's pretty far out from the goal line. It would have taken something really special to beat Dominic Jakubek there, as we see a foul.
And I'll tell you what, it was a foul here, and Talu goes down low, and he's going to get a talking to from the referee, Eric Earhart, as Adam John called for, but he clearly, it was Talu just jumping off of John and falling to the ground. And so a whistle is blown, a foul is given to the Sounders 2 here.
John maybe just a little bit of a hip check there when Talu's a bit off balance, maybe embellished a little bit.
Sounders 2 trying to sneak one here on the road as they have had their troubles so far this season, as we talked about. So many players in and out of this lineup. One of the goals for this club coming into 2016 was be more consistent, have some more players come through, develop them still, but have fewer of them up and down. Well, they had 44 a year ago. So far this season, already 29 in comparison, Kevin. 21 for Sacramento who have seen playing time. And there's 2 more academy players on the roster here. As we have to turn around the other way here, Zach Mathers. And Mathers, he'll be taken down. And no whistle blown, so good shoulder-to-shoulder contact from Cameron Owasa. Here's Tavo in the middle of the park, looking to his right. Quickly touched from Williams, back to Owasa. Now Owasa trying to turn, pulled up by a much stronger Tony Alfaro. And another foul is called. Back line, I think, is something that Sounders have had troubles with, so something that the Sacramento Republic could exploit tonight. Here's Victor Mansoret. Both teams a little sloppy to start out the gate here.
Yeah, you said it, Rob. That back 4 for Seattle, when you really look at it, there's the last few games that they've played, a lot of gaps created. No real continuity between the back 4, no great cover. A lot of players step into the same ball, which is the cardinal sin for a back 4. You never want to step to the same ball. You always want to have that step and cover. So hopefully through, tonight moving forward for Seattle, get a little bit more consistency in that back 4.
Adam John, Harry Williams with almost a step. It was Michael Nelson back, so he would have been onside had he moved forward. Thought he was offside, gave up on it. Here's Charlie Line.
Talk about Adam John and Harry Williams right now. I love on paper the combination of style of both those guys. You got the big body of Adam John playing up top, playing the point position, and underneath you got Harry Williams, a little bit more flashy, streaky type player with a little bit better with ball at his feet. So I like on paper what this looks like right now, and a good little build up for Sacramento as well.
John and Thompson on loan. Here's a ball swung in.
You need to get a better ball there by Kiffey.
Tommy Thompson, so good. I mean, on that weak side, he's got great pace. One of the top dribblers, no doubt, when he comes down on loan. Has had some nice matches with San Jose this year, and Emer Clemente coming up strong, and Seattle dealing with number 23 for the first time tonight and getting a taste of it early. Appears to be Darwin Jones. Throw one here. Slide it into Mathers. Mathers looking in to get to the area, tipped away by Harry Williams, cleared by Derek Ford, now tracking
Great defending by Harry Williams. That's something you don't ask for your forward to step back and do such a good job defensively. Nice little bonus for Harry Williams back there.
Here's Jones deep into the penalty area. We'll let it skirt out of play. It'll be a goal kick coming up for Dominic Jakubek.
Darwin Jones has to do better with that. That's a great ball into the box. Tries to take it with the outside of his right foot. Probably should have taken it inside of the left. Simplified things a little bit. Some poor touch, rolls out for a goal kick for Sacramento. Get another look here at Harry Williams. It's one of those guys, you just mentioned that defensive help. When you get defensive help from a forward like that, it's just a good little bonus. And I think it shows his desire to want to be on the pitch, putting in that effort in that back defensive third. And I know as a defender myself, when you see a forward step back and make a play like that, it always makes you feel like, it's such a team play. Guy's in it for not just for himself and the glory, but wants to be a part of the team and work hard defensively. Love to see that from a forward.
We'll say with Harry Williams, the amount of effort you say he puts in, but how many times has he kicked or fouled in the last 3 matches that he's appeared for Sacramento? I mean, it's become quite unbelievable. He's got to have some pretty big bruises on those shins these days. Here's Tommy Thompson moving forward.
Well, that ball is off Sacramento right there. Fortunate for Sacramento to get the throw. And yeah, Harry's taking a brunt, taking a lot of kicks last couple of weeks. But it just shows he's getting in good positions.
Clemente to the right. Talu from Cameroon winning the battle here against Clemente.
Talu well defended there. Clemente needs to be a little bit more dynamic right there.
Talu just 18 years of age. Keeping in the play is Darwin Jones. A 4-3-3 set here, and now the attacking midfielder moving forward. Jones falling down. And a foul by Ford.
You got to move your feet there. Engage maybe a little bit further up the pitch, in fact. Don't get yourself in a position to be 5 yards outside of the box and you have to dive in and stab at it. Get another look at it right now.
Back heel.
Yeah, just he needs to work his feet better. Clearly, Darwin Jones gets the better of Derek in that situation, but I think he needs to do a lot better job defensively one-on-one right there. That's one of the tasks you ask your central defenders. Concedes a set piece in a pretty difficult position right here, Rob.
Probably we'll talk about here the wall for and Christian, Clemente, and Thompson. Darwin Jones a time with the first team as well. Right footer from Washington. Looking to put the Sounders 2 on the board off the face of Tavo. Still in play for Seattle. Into the penalty area. Schweitzer comes up. Dumps it off to the right side. And this one will be swung in. Christian with a head on it. One chance for Mansoray. Settling it down here. Talo. This time it's Mathers. Jones spraying it out wide. Now he'll take a look on it. Back post. A chance. Into the box. And taken. And offside called first. Jakubek with a nice save nonetheless. Right to be on his toes there. Good looking set from Seattle, even though he was offside.
Get another look at it right now. But a good play altogether. Good job on Seattle's part by keeping that ball in that final third, winning the second balls. It looks like Samuel there with a good, just probably a hair offside, gets called for it, but does a good job knocking that thing back across the face of the goal, which is the right decision there, but unfortunately just a little bit offside. But a great set of plays there, a great little build-up there for Seattle to be patient, work the ball, and eventually almost get something out of it.
Thompson from Harry Williams. Thompson on loan, made 7 appearances with San Jose this season. They're off this weekend, so you figured we'd see an earthquake or two. John joining Thompson, the 2 local kids here from Sacramento. Thompson played at Granite Bay High School. John played at Jesuit. Moving forward is James Kippy. James Kippy with a strong left foot. He'll cross it in. Looking for Tommy Thompson. Cleared away by Talu. Coming up strong is J.J. Koval. And now a counter here for Seattle. Mathers poking it forward, and it's going to be an offside call. Will a flag stay down? And a shot on goal, and it hits to the right side.
That looked like he was offside, definitely right there, but he gets fortunate enough. It looks like Mansoray right there, takes it out to his right, gets it on his right foot, asking for a deflection. Didn't see if there was a deflection there, but you see Paul right there, Paul Buckle. Mansoray looked at least 3 steps offside in my book from up in the booth up here, Rob. Gets a good first touch. Doesn't even get his head up. Needs to get his head up. Fine target. Looks like Dominic might have gotten his left paw on that goal kick nonetheless.
We'll Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 2019. Darwin Jones has been very active early on in the first 14 minutes of play at Bonnie Field. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Tonight, Sacramento, with a win here tonight, would stay in the hunt at the top of the table. Meanwhile, Seattle trying to get out of the basement. A season ago, they were the 8th seed in the West in the 2015, finishing 13-3-12.
Need to have a better entry pass there from Derek. Be able to connect.
So Samuel Jones, Mansoray. You have really two strikers and attacking mid. They go to a 4-3-3. Here's Emre Clementa offensively. Tavo at the top of the point. Tavo going to take a strike at it. Deflected away by Michael Nelson.
Yeah, would have taken something special right there as well to be Lion.
Tommy Thompson. So Kevin, we see a 4-3-3 here. More representative of what we're seeing with the MLS side in the Sounders one.
Yeah, this is you're going to start to see this a lot more where
Jones, nice play, cleared away by Koval to save with a sliding tackle as Thompson missed early.
Where USL sides are going to try to replicate first team's formations and strategies much more effectively and clearly, as you see this tonight with Seattle. It's just going to be interesting for the next 5 years to see how, that's a poor decision there, just to see how this USL MLS relationships are going to shape up and what teams are going to do to be effective, to have an effective USL side when the real goal is to be able to develop some young talent and bring it up to that first team. It's a poor little slip here, good chance for them to break.
So Nelson can't handle it for a moment. John giving chase. Giving Seattle a lot of credit here, Kevin. I think a lot of expected them to sort of lay down, not play well. They've been the attacking squad here in the first 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, they've looked good in the first 15 minutes. I think they had a majority of the play, better chances as well.
Harry Williams looking to shield it. The volley around Oshang, able to control it for Seattle. Quick touch. And Seattle, you watch them offensively, Kevin. They have not played with him much. Quick touch on the go, sprayed out wide. I mean, they've been very concise and direct with their offense here tonight.
Yeah, 1 and 2 touch moving the ball forward. You see right there, I think Iwasa takes about 6 touches, and it's been a problem for Sacramento, I think, the course of this first third of the season. Just too many touches on the ball, which slows things down a fraction of a second each time someone does it, and just ruins build-up and allows teams to get back and get their shoulders right. As opposed to taking those quick 1-2 touches, moving forward, be crisp with it. It opens things up and keeps gaps open. Clementa with just a hopeful ball.
Cameron Iwasa, another local. Working into his left foot. He'll swing it in down low. Miss John looking for Thompson. Back post. Now Seattle on the counter.
Still Cam right there. I think he's taken too many touches right there. Adam John ends up just standing in the box as he's trying to time his run off that second or third touch.
Here's Myron Samuel. Mansoray to the top. Packing it into Sacramento, cutting it off is Emre Clementa.
Good read there by Emre to be on his toes.
That back four for Seattle. Talo, O'Farrell, Nelson, and Dellum, just 18, 22, 21, and 23 years of age. They lose the ball here, and now it's time for Sacramento to move to the attacking third themselves.
Still no options.
Out to Harry Williams. Down to Tommy Thompson. He's taken down just on the edge of the box, and they'll pick up a corner here. It's Alfaro came in strong, undoubtedly probably the biggest, strongest player out on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, great tackle by Alfaro. I tell you what, he's unlucky not to earn a goal kick right there. It's actually gone either way. But a good tackle, gets himself in a good position.
Here's Tommy Thompson. Good looking ball header just over the bar. It was JJ Koval.
That's two JJ's had a really good look at. The first one and that one. You'd like to see him put at least one of those on target, but gets himself up well. Skies for the ball. Just needs to get his head over it. He's got plenty of time. Just misheads it. That times his jump nicely. Just execution there is poor right. Yeah, you got to get that on target, Rob.
We'll say this. At least you had two Old Glory Red kits coming through in the box. We haven't seen much of that. Good to see at least a couple of Republic players crashing toward the net. Absolutely. Typically, it's going the other way.
Absolutely. You got to start somewhere, Rob, and that's a good place to be for JJ. Still like to see him take that chance a little bit better. Make Lion work a little bit in this first 20 minutes.
Guzman going down hard. Coming up was DeLum. And that will be a foul. And will he be booked here? He'll at least have a talking to from Earhart.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a caution here, but it comes in really recklessly. Clumsy late as well.
He said no more. So that was a warning. He will not be given a yellow card. Tavo, okay, appears to be up and ready to go. A slight hitch in his step, but Octavio Guzman, 3 goals in 2014, 3 goals in 2015. A little bit more of a defensive role, but with JJ Cuval here, Tavo has some opportunities to really move forward.
Yeah, I like JJ in that role ahead of that holding midfielder.
Chippy sends it in. Easy clear for Seattle. It's just Schweitzer.
That's just too easy. It needs to be more difficult. Look at where they are right now. This is off our set piece, Rob. They're already in our final third. And maybe a little bit better quality for Seattle to go forward. They might be getting something on target coming off of our set piece. It needs to be better than that.
Sacramento's defense, undoubtedly the best in the USL, has allowed just 3 goals in the USL this season. That is interesting, though, Kevin. Those 3 goals all amounted to 3 losses. 1 goal given up.
That's what happens when you're not scoring goals. But it's been amazing. The dry spells on both ends for Sacramento, both offensively and defensively, over the first 7 games.
Emma Clementa moving forward, back post, just too hard, too heavy on it, and they'll sail away. And you're right, Sacramento defensively has been there. They have not allowed more than 2 goals in the last 14 matches.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, these guys, the back four's just settled in so nicely. And there's a lot of questions. We talked about this earlier in some games, Rob, where there's a lot of questions this season with a few guys, Mickey Daly, Vukovic leaving. You know, that's really the heart. McLean leaving, the heart of your back four gone. A lot of questions. Great entry pass.
Here's Adam John to Cameron Iwasa. Iwasa will settle it down for a moment. Broken up. Was he looking for Harry Williams? And maybe back to John as well. And beautiful.
Harry Williams makes a great little run, but I think Iwasa right there needs to be more decisive, be more deadly as a striker, and pull the trigger with your left foot. Just hit something on target there. You got a lot of bodies to get through right there.
Tried to get cute with it, didn't pay off. Corner kick for Sacramento. An in-swinger. Going up is Christian. Sails it through as Charlie Lyon tries to get a glove on it. Cameron Iwasa able to keep it in play. Sends it to the back post. Here's a header! Just missed it wide. It was Tommy Thompson.
Tommy mistimes his jump there. He's got to do better as well. Another free header. Make Lyon do something. Make him work a little bit. You see Tommy, if we get a look at this, tries to time his jump and get that right foot whipped around. Doesn't really even need to jump there. Just direct that across the face. Look at Harry Williams. He's asking for it. Just put it across the face of the goal. Aim for that far post and try to get lucky with something. But that's the wrong angle to take by Tommy. Expect better from his quality.
John and Thompson have had some significant minutes here with the Republic so far this season. Training sessions, they haven't been here in a few weeks. How do you bring this all together, try to create that continuity? And is there a perfect example of just not really knowing each other or trusting each other quite yet?
I wouldn't blame that at all on continuity or trusting each other. I think they've been around long enough as well where that shouldn't be a problem. They know the guys, they know the system, they know Paul, they know what's expected of them. I think that just comes down to execution right there on Tommy Thompson's chance. But still, I think that they fit in nicely with the way the Republic played, both of them. I think what the Republic needed in the past is you need a dynamic outside midfielder, someone that's going to get the ball, fill that void what Roro left last year, and be able to push forward with the ball and really expose channels and expose angles. And Tommy Thompson is a player that's got the skill and the ability to do that. And then up top with Adam John is just a big body striker that likes to score goals. And we haven't had that yet.
Here's Tommy Thompson showing some pace in the middle of the park. Gets past Schweitzer for a moment. Dumping it off to Kippy. And it will be a throw-in.
That's what we're talking about by Tommy Thompson right there. He just drives the ball 15 yards, just gets his head down and drives the ball into that final third. Gets it in a tough spot in Seattle's positions.
Trying to turn a corner, dumping it off, looking for Tommy Thompson was Kippy.
Good look. Good little look right there.
Head-to-head matches. Sacramento owning this one 3-1. Seattle Sounders beginning the S2. It's just a season ago. Was not around in 2001. Nice tackle by Harry Williams. Back comes a counter for Sacramento. John's just ahead of him by a step or two. Williams trying to work his way deep into the box. Schweitzer able to slow him down. It's back out of Tommy Thompson.
That's a great job there by Harry Williams. Wins the tackle in the box, gets himself on the ball and drives into the box.
Sacramento beating Sounders 2. No whistle blown or anything as Cameron Owasa goes hard into the side advertising boards here. Talu, who has been very aggressive tonight, will probably be on watch by the official Earnhardt tonight. But Kevin, if you look at this, going back, the 4-2 defeat, the first defeat for Sacramento, or the only defeat I should say, in that season opener a year ago, and it seemed like the Sounders too were going to be a club to be reckoned with. Things settled down. Sacramento's played much better since that game, and then you go up there, Starfire again, and you're thinking, oh no, this could be a tough opening match. They win 1-0. Adam John able to pick up a penalty on Alfaro in the box. Tommy Thompson slots one on the penalty kick for a win. You got to feel pretty good about your chances against a club here tonight that you've gained some confidence after that first loss a season ago.
Yeah, Seattle's always a tough place to go up to, whether you're playing at Starfire or playing Sounders home field as well. I mean, both places are difficult to play in.
Here's a chance, cross deep one, nobody there. And Kippy just sails and really throws away an opportunity for Sacramento on this possession.
But you're right, building on that confidence from a year and a half ago, going up there, losing 4-2, and then going up again, having your season opener up at Starfire Sports Complex, and coming away with a 1-0 victory. I think it does it's a poor giveaway right there.
Here's Harry Williams. Great touch, moving in, broken up again. The defense has come up big for Seattle tonight. There's been some gaps, but they've been able to close them using a little bit of pace and physicality. Here's Talu. Talu's going to have some real estate to run here with a left foot. He'll take a shot and just sprays it way wide right.
Why not? You're asking for some support. You're asking for someone. You're able to take the ball 60 yards. I'll pull the trigger. Fine. No one's going to help me.
It reminds me of a center in the NBA who can't shoot the three, and everyone just allows him to sort of walk the ball up the court.
Do it.
Same opportunity here for the left back, Talu. Sun setting behind us here at Bonnie Field. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We appreciate you joining in from wherever you are here tonight. Bad giveaway for him. Comes Mansoray to the left side. Mathers, who's been very solid. Mathers will take a shot at it, and he'll miss target. Zach Mathers, an assist just a season ago, was at Duke University from Keller, Texas originally. Here's a guy drafted, expected to step in and really contribute right away. Give one more look at it just to fit off the right heel, but a guy who's come in and they say he's got a great mind. They expect him to be with the first team within a season or two.
Yeah, he's wearing the captain's armband, and that's one of those picks you get from the draft, which is becoming more and more of a difficult place to find players in MLS as time goes on.
To the right side, Clemente gets there, Talu first. To his left feet, toys with it, trying to find John. Cameron Owasa tackle in the box. Back comes Seattle. Now it's breaking free is Mathers. Mathers has it poked away by Chris Christian. Both teams back and forth tonight. It's some exciting soccer here at Bonnie.
It's wide open right now. You're Sacramento, you don't want it to be wide open. Playing here at Bonnie, you want things to be compact. That play a second ago, I think Clemente needs to make a better decision there.
Cameron Owasa cuts it in. Owasa with a chance in the penalty area, looking for his left foot. Here's Tommy Thompson. Tommy Thompson with a shot right into the hands of Charlie Lyon.
That is a fantastic first touch by Tommy Thompson, and that's what we've been missing, Sacramento. Typically what we're seeing is guys top of the box when that's played to him. Get another look at it. We missed the first touch here, but the first touch for Sacramento is usually they settle the ball. And you see Tommy Thompson right there. His first touch gets it out to his left foot and is able to get a strike on target right there. Great look at it, but that's what you need to do on the top of the box. You can't settle the ball with your first touch. Your first touch needs to take you somewhere. That's a little lesson for everybody too. Once you're in the top of the box when you're pressured in a situation where there's going to be pressure on you, you can't settle the ball, then make your move. Your first touch needs to be the one that puts you in the position to have a strike. Tommy does a great job right there.
Lions a foot to his left. We'd probably look at a 1-0 match here right now.
Yeah, that's all you can ask from Tommy Thompson in that situation. Yeah, you like to slot it in the far post, lower corner or something like that, but still great little effort, top of the box by Tommy.
Cabo now moving forward. Gives it away again. Well, Nike, a proud partner of the USL and the Sacramento Republic FC. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Cameron Wassa stalling for a moment. He split a double team here, turning the edge, cleared away by Talu. Talu just 18 years of age. Kevin, he's had a lot of poise here early on. He's been physical, and he's really given some fits to the right side of the attack for Sacramento. Here's Tommy Thompson.
He's definitely working hard right here in this first half, the first 20-25 minutes.
Arcudi corner kick. Tommy Thompson is fourth tonight. Tommy with an outswinger. Christian trying to get ahead on it. Held down momentarily by Mathers. Defensively, Seattle able to thwart the attack from Sacramento tonight. Couple of good looks from Caval and Thompson early on. Christian will try his head back at it. Here's Adam John colliding with Charlie Lyon, and Lyon falls to the turf.
Good effort there. Good run by Christian, kind of overlapping with Cam Wassa on that left side. Like to see that ball drift a little bit more, but what can you expect from your center back?
How about Adam John so far this season for San Jose? 6 appearances, 1 goal on the year, matching his total from 2015, but it was a big goal, an equalizer against DC United. In the 88th minute, he came in as a sub. Kevin, how much do you credit a guy being ready off the bench like that? Dominic Kinnear said, go ahead and score a goal, and he did it. Kinnear after the match said, well, he listened to me. But these matches allow you for those opportunities, especially coming off as a sub, being ready when you get some good minutes here.
Yeah, just fantastic coaching by Dominic Kinnear.
Absolutely.
No, it's so hard for a guy like Adam John to be, expected to be an impact player, and you're only really given 10, 15 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes to go out there and score a goal or do something special. So kudos to Adam for being able to be ready as often as he can. And I tell you what, coming down here to Sacramento in games like this really helps that energy for that 10 to 15 minutes that you're going to get during your first team games.
Looking for Wassa here. Wassa gets a touch on it. He's brought down in the box. And it will be a penalty kick for the Sacramento Republic. Great pace by Cameron Wassa to pick up the foul.
And that's what's really asked of Cam as of late, is to be able to drive, use his athleticism as much as he can, and he does right here. Great ball by Kiffy, just leads Cam into space. Cam uses that pace, gets its touch on early, and it looks like it's Nelson there just a little bit too late. And I tell you what, pretty tricky as well, because that ball looked like his first touch was pretty heavy and taking him over the end line for a goal kick. As we see Cam steps up as well, grabs the ball. I like this. I like the energy by Cam to want to grab this ball. Typically don't see the guy taking or earning the foul, taking the penalty kick.
So Cameron Wassa, the starting 11 as a midfielder here tonight.
I expect Cam here to hit this thing hard. Probably not too much finesse in this.
The crowd is into it.
Looks like Tommy Thompson's going to step up.
So they'll switch it up. It'll be Tommy Thompson. On the way it goes. Tommy Thompson blocked. Another chance to follow up. Tommy Thompson kept his eye on the ball the entire time. Charlie Lyon played it perfectly, and Williams and Thompson were right there on the follow, and it's 1-0 Sacramento.
A lot of interesting stuff going on that play, Rob. We got Cam Wassa stepping up. Tommy Thompson decided he's going to take the penalty, get another look at it. Great save by Lyon. I tell you what, Lyon probably needs to do a little bit better to parry that thing out away from the goal, not into Tommy Thompson's direct line of path. And Tommy does a great job, keeps his knee over this. And I tell you what, thankfully for him, he's able to follow that up and put it in the back of the net, because it would have been a big sigh, a groan, if you will, at Bonnie Field collectively, I'm sure.
Well, the energy is picked up here in Sacramento as the Republic get on the board. Cameron Wassa with the big foul in the box gives way to Tommy Thompson, who scores his first goal in the USL this season. A big-time player out of Granite Bay High School, drafted after 1 year at Indiana, and he has been a big player here in Sacramento the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, you saw him shaking his head a little bit right there. He knows he needs to do better, and he got away with one big time. Oh, that's a tough little tackle there by Tavo. The caution looks like he just comes in, studs up right there dangerously. But going back to Tommy for a brief second here, I mean, I tell you what, thankfully he's able to follow that thing up.
Tower Bridge Battalion up and ready to go here as things calm down momentarily. And Thompson with a very athletic and skillful family indeed. His dad Greg played in the '84 Olympics. His brother, also a big player. So Guzman hit with a yellow there.
Good step right there by JJ.
And here's JJ Caval looking for Harry Williams, giving it out in space. Holding him appears to be Schweitzer, and Schweitzer able to hold it for a moment, and now a battle continues, and it's the youngster, the 20-year-old Harry Williams, who comes away with it.
Fantastic effort by Harry.
Tommy Thompson moving forward, dumping it off, looking for Cameron. Cameron brought down again. No foul will be called, and it'll be Charlie Lyons sliding to pick it up.
I tell you what, this is a wonderful effort there. You get a good look at Harry Williams on that ball played forward. Harry's able to just get off that shoulder of Schweitzer, does a really good job, ends up keeping the ball, and leads to a pretty positive play for Sacramento, where there's almost something that happens in the box.
You look at Victor Mansoret, the frustration starting to build for number 80 here tonight. Each and every time we see the ball, you see whether it be Koval, Christian, Kippy, they're just collapsing on him. And another giveaway from Seattle. It seems that they're losing their composure just a moment here, and now it's Tavo who slides the turf, and Tavo a little upset as he's taking one of the back of the calf there.
Yeah, you really don't see Tavo get worked up like that often.
But Myron Samuel, Victor Mansoret, they've gotten through a few times, but for the most part tonight, we've seen Christian and Kiffey doing a very nice job on the left side.
Yeah, it seems the tide's turned a little bit in the last 15 minutes. Sacramento has the majority of the play. Obviously gets the goal as well. With Mansoret, Jones, and Samuel all look pretty frustrated at this point in time, which is a great sign for Sacramento. Great entry pass again. It's a great sign for Sacramento if those guys are frustrated, throwing their arms up in the air and end up kicking people.
And a tackle just sent down by Chris Christian, and he'll be carded here, no doubt about it. Down goes Samuel, and it appears they may have run into each other, but Christian, his arms up, easy to call.
Yeah, you know what? I think Christian dives in a little bit too aggressively. Samuel does a good little job here of flicking the ball, trying to flick the ball around Chris Christian. And really, referee's got no chance. I think that caution's really sent or given. He's trying to get out of the way, but he's already committed, though, in my mind, Rob, and that's probably the correct call. And also, being the center back, you're the last line of defense there, and if he doesn't get in the way, Samuel could be on.
It is so fun to watch Tommy Thompson. That ball, he nearly beat the ball on the fly. Talo able to get it just a moment before. So a tough yellow for Chris Christian. And Seattle back here with possession. Tommy Thompson with his first goal in the USL season here, the second goal here at Bonnie Field this year. Just the 5th for the Republic on the year. Scored just 2 goals in the first 6 games. In the last 2, they already have 3. Throwing for the Sounders, cleared away. And DeLum just making his 3rd appearance for the Sounders too this season. He was part of a trio of international players added on April 29th. Brandon John, Jordy DeLum, and Willie Kapua. So DeLum the only one of those 3 in here tonight. Off of the back and out of play. Throwing for Seattle. DeLum looking to the box towards Mansoret. Mansoret turning, trying to pick up a corner. And there'll be another throw just along the edge. Sounders clearly looking to work for a corner in this situation. Cameron Iwasa trying to cut it off. Dink looking into the box. Seattle. Alfaro with the left foot. A boot on it was John, able to slow it down for a moment. Mansoret in trouble. Mansoret fighting with JJ Caval, with Oshang, and it's JJ Caval who was able to win it.
Great effort there by Adam John, collapsing down on Seattle as its striker. When he's got the back to the goal, you have your striker come back, collapse down defensively. So a great job by Adam John to earn that turnover.
Sacramento 3-1-3 on the season. Tough dry spell. They've seemed to have broken that here for just a moment at least. Well, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news, interactive content, or follow them at At USL on Twitter, keep up all the live action during the 2016 season. 13 games on slate this weekend. We'll have a standings update for you right after the half, as many are still in play. MLS Sounders side taking on Dallas tonight at CenturyLink up in Seattle. So a doubleheader for the Sounders. Williams moving forward, looking for John to his right, dumps it off to his left. Late arriving was Kiffey in an easy counter here for Seattle.
It's conviction right there. There's a great opportunity right there. Kiffey kind of slows his run down. So does Harry Williams. Somebody needs to make the decision right there, what they're going to do, and you have to do it. So frustrating time and time again. That seems to be what happens. Well done by Emra.
Jones trying to pick up a foul. Well played by Emra Clemente. Team of the week after his big goal in LA a week ago.
But time and time again, Rob, Republic players don't have the conviction going forward. They're waiting for somebody else to make decisions for them.
Here's Adam John. John turning to his left, looking back. It's Tommy Thompson. Talo again. Talo has played big tonight for Seattle.
He's all over the place. Involved quite a bit right now. Great little touch there.
There's Mathers, just 21 years of age, a very young squad here out on the pitch. Take a crack at it, and that will go deep into the stands. We talked about the shots and the differential from Sacramento to the opponent. I mean, it was triple, quadruple what we were getting. Well, now we're seeing it more from Seattle's side, but they're not quality shots here tonight. And we're at 6 or 7 shots already for Seattle, for the Sounders too, and I think Djokovic's had to make a play on maybe one of them.
Yeah, clearly there's 2 or 3 of them coming from this left side or Seattle's left side that really would have been needed to be something special to beat Dominic. And I think it just shows the quality of the back four for Sacramento, where you're kind of holding down the fortress in the middle of the park. It's a poor touch by Emmer here. But you're holding down the important bits of the field and only allowing chances from deep from the flanks, which you're going to take 10 times out of 10. So far, I mean, really kind of broken. Seattle's broken down Sacramento once or twice tonight so far, which hasn't been their best performance, Sacramento's best performance, but still here in 40 minutes into the first half, a pretty good, solid first 40 minutes defensively for Sacramento.
Aggressive throw from Dominic Djokovic. Harry Williams moving forward. Oshong on his back. Here's Clemente to the right side. Deep post looking. We'll circle around. Here's some Cameron Iwasa. Be cleared away by Delum. Samuel looking for it. Here's Tavo in the middle of the park. Samuel's been very active here tonight. Samuel from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Clemente's finding himself in good positions, but the quality just letting him down there big time.
Harry Williams in the middle of the park. Pushing forward. Stutters for a second. Tommy Thompson now getting a little time with it. Emmer Clemente goes down but stays back up on his feet. Too much dribbling for Sacramento.
Step.
Victor Mansoret. 3 appearances with the Sounders, 1 a season ago. The youngest ever at 18 years of age, 34 days to sign up for the Sounders. 1. Well, battled away by Tommy Thompson.
Well done defensively.
Mansoret in 7 appearances. This is 8th on the year. 2 goals on the season for S2, but a young man who clearly has a bright future with Seattle. Just 19 years of age now, Kevin. This is someone they've got their eyes on. They want to see him develop and probably develop within the next 2 or 3 years, as Clint Dempsey says he'd like to play at least 2 or 3 more. Obviously, you have Jordan Morris up there as well. Yeah, so for a club trying to find their way, and Sounders have dropped in the standings, you figure they're starting to really build for the future, and this is a guy you'll likely see out on the pitch in CenturyLink in a few years from now.
Well, this is what Seattle really needs to focus on right now. You got a guy Clint Dempsey, obviously out there in age, 33, 34 years old. Valdez is probably in the same age range. Jordan Morris, obviously, like you mentioned, is young, but they're an older squad. If you look at their average age, I think they're up there in the top third of MLS, and this is where you need to start fostering that talent that can come up in the next few years, that next wave, if you will, of players. You got Alex as well, who's another one of those guys that should be contributing here in the near future. But that's what Garth really needs to worry about in Seattle, is that you got an old squad, and who's going to be the guys that are going to fill it? Are you going to go buy players, or are you going to develop here in USL?
Well, Well, not a player over the age of 24. 3 of them, Samuel Jones and Lyon, out on the pitch tonight. And a foul is called. We'll have a moment. We want to remind you that all USL matches are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel today. So that was DeLump, who was slow to get up. So free kick coming up for Seattle. Zach Mathers will take it. Sends this one in motion. Jakubek to his right, able to corral it in.
And that ball's hit hard by Mathers right there.
That's almost half the field here.
Now we're going to get a look here at Clemente's cross from earlier. I want to talk just technique here. Watch Clemente after his first touch after a look, he's already leaning back, taking steps back. Technically, if you want to be sound in that position, you got to take 2 or 3 steps forward after you hit that ball. And you see Clemente every once in a while. When he mishits that, pay attention. He's leaning back and taking steps away from the goal, as opposed to you want to see your outside backs when they're whipping balls in. Follow that forward, get your chest over the ball. And that's just, I think, probably a little bit of heavy legs and tiredness being in the 38th minute-ish. But still, you need your guys to be fit enough in that position, in that situation, to get their chest over the ball, do the right things right, and finish that cross off in order to get in a good position for the forwards to get something on it.
Here's Clemente again. Quick touch, gets it back. Give and go here. Nice combination play from the Republic. Tommy Thompson slips, turns it up. Now he's got a 360 on it. Keeps it low on the turf. And now he'll battle it right back. Turning again. Tommy Thompson doing the unthinkable here in the corner. Now he's going to try to pick up a corner kick. And he does.
Fantastic piece of skill. Absolutely fantastic piece of skill right there. Tommy Thompson improvises a little bit, falls down, gets up, ends up winning the corner. Great piece of skill.
Well, before the visual has indicated 1 minute of stoppage time, brought to you by Sprint. This one's low. Looking for John on the run.
Follows all that good work up with a cross where you can't miss the first guy, Seattle's first guy. But Tommy, going back to that, the fantastic piece of skill right there individually. Just shows what he's about. Fun to watch.
And you've seen the improvement in him last 2 seasons. I mean, he has really been able to settle things down and attack when needed. He was only 1 speed earlier. Here's Adam John working through the trees.
Great job by John there. Really good. Good conviction there. I like the run by Harry Williams. Harry Williams opens that up for Adam John. Gets it on his left foot, strikes it hard. Well done by Seattle. Well defended as well.
What I like about Tommy Thompson this time around, we're seeing him much more in an attacking midfielder mode. Adam John colliding hard, and
this looks like he's pushed in the back there. That's just unlucky. I think the official's got a poor line of sight right there.
And so the whistle will blow. So the first half of play is in the books. Sacramento with a big goal here at home. The crowd loving it, and they're on top at the break. The only time this has happened earlier this season, they went on to win the game. Can they repeat the performance? We have 45 minutes to find out. Coming up at the break, we'll have your highlights as well. Stay tuned. We've got a good one here at Bonnie Field.
We do music group every morning in the playroom for toddlers and school-age kids, and they get to come and sing familiar songs and bring their family and their siblings. and they get to play drums as loud as they want. And it just kind of helps familiarize the hospital environment and help them cope with being stuck here.
With a competitive rate on a home equity line of credit from U.S. Bank, you could open up a whole new world. And we'll be with you every step of the way. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Down to the pitch with your field MC, Victor.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm down here on the pitch with our two contestants for the U.S. Bank coin toss. Our two contestants and two finalists tonight are Lisa and Jen. They're going to get an opportunity to win a $100 Visa card from U.S. Bank. All they have to do is toss their coin and try to land it as close as they can to the center of the U.S. Bank logo. We're gonna go first with Lisa. Lisa, you're first. Ooh, just a little bit off the board. All right, Jen, now it's your turn. Here we go. Oh my, do you guys know we got to get it right in the center of the logo, right? I'm assuming you guys are I'm gonna give you one more chance. Here we go. Lisa, you're up next. Oh boy. A lot of pressure, Jen. Oh my goodness. Well, looks like Jen is our winner. She's the closest to the U.S. Bank logo. We want to congratulate Jen here for winning a $100 Visa card from U.S. Bank. Jen, you were trying really hard to get it to that logo.
Really hard. I didn't practice enough before.
That's all right. That's what the contest is all about making sure you don't have any practice. Thank you, U.S. Bank. Jen, our final winner. Jamie, back to you.
Blue, ARC Freedom 03 Red, Blues 04G, Blues 05, Blues 07, Boy Scouts Pack 94, Radon, Count Cougars, Count Middle School, Count 20 Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Colfax High School Girls, Davis Legacy 06 Red, Ethos 05 Blue, Fairhouse Fusion, FCBG 04 Boys E1, FCL Grove 05 Girls P2, FCL Grove Owen, Honey Badgers FC, IR Academy Under 14 Fury, NUNC Storm and NC Flash, Pacific FC Tornadoes, Rockland FC 03 Girls White, Rockland Under 14 Girls Rebels, Sac North Chaos, Sac United 06 Girls Black, San Juan Spirits EGSL, San Juan Spirits 05 Blue, San Juan Spirits 06 Blue, San Juan Spirits 06 White, SEIU California, Sierra Lighting, Sumpo Family, Tim Fisher Family, BLM Night, Two Rivers Elementary School, Union FC OOG, Wounded Warrior Project. And once again, let's thank all our groups in attendance. All right, fans. fans, time for that sprint trivia question of the match. Switch to sprint, save 50% for a limited time. How many times has Republic FC recorded a shutout here at Bonnie Field? Was the answer A11, B10, C9, or D8? Yep, it's A11. Your favorite local bands will be at Cesar Chavez Park for Concert in the Park. Concerts are free and take place every single Friday night in Cesar Chavez Park. For dates and lineups, visit GoDowntownSac.com. The boys in Old Glory Red will be taking on the Red when they face Liverpool FC under 21 at a series of friendlies taking place May 21st and May 25th. You can watch the future stars of this storied EPL club here at Bonnie Field and Reno. Tickets and details at SacRepublicFC.com. And we'd like to thank our sponsor, UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sacramento Republic FC and Roundtable Pizza would like to welcome everyone celebrating a special occasion with us this evening. A very happy birthday to Dave Swain. Happy 13th birthday, Will. Happy 13th birthday, Cesa. Happy birthday, Kalisha Johnson. Happy 12th birthday, Bay Noel. Happy birthday, Craig. Happy birthday, Kayla and Kendall Sparks. Also like to wish Monica Lara a happy birthday. And of course, happy 11th birthday to Joey Freyes. And if you're celebrating birthday or anniversary and you want your name up on Bonnie Vision, be sure to email community@SacRepublicFC.com. Republic FC is honored to announce the second recipient of the Glory Glory Sacramento Fund as Cristo Rey High School. The school, which serves the most needy of students, will be building its own field of dreams. With us this evening, members of Cristo Rey High School. Please join us in watching this video that they submitted as part of their application.
High School Sacramento first opened in the year 2006, breaking the cycle of poverty by helping the youth get to college and beyond. In the spring of 2015, we moved to our new campus.
I'm Sister Eileen. I'm president of Cristo Rey High School. Cristo Rey is a college prep high school, and it's a new model, designed actually in 1995. There are 30 schools nationwide, and what makes us different are two things. Our students go to work 1 day a week, and we can only serve the poor.
I'm Moises Harvey. I work at Pacific Coast, and I'm the senior. I'm captain of the soccer team. So this is what's going to be our camp, or our soccer field. What I really like about being the captain of the soccer team is they get to lead people and show them that anything truly is possible.
Fans, if you wish to help donate and help match a donation from the fund, you may do so at sacrepublicfc.com. Thank you. Time for the CalFit Lucky Row, and it goes to section 107, row 8. Congratulations.
Well, the temperature has dropped 10 degrees since kickoff here at Bonnie Field, but the energy remains high. 1-0 Sacramento here on a beautiful night in the capital city. A big goal from the loney Tommy Thompson here as we continue on to our halftime here, brought to you by Wells Fargo. And there's number 21 toying around with Dominic Jokubek here tonight. But let's get to your halftime highlights, brought to you by NorCal Honda. NorCal gets it for style, performance, and value. You can't beat Honda. Let's take a look here. Early on, it was Seattle with the attack. A lot of good opportunities, a pretty scary moment here. Jokubek able to corral it in. Again, Mathers finding to the right side. Mansoray with a good shot on goal. But here is when things started to turn around. Tommy Thompson really started to make things happen for the Republic.
Yeah, you get a good look right there. The first 15-20 minutes really dominated by Seattle. And here's the penalty, the takedown. Kind of fortunate for Sacramento, in my opinion, to get this, but Tommy Thompson steps up. Not the best penalty, but he does a good enough job to follow it up. Strikes it, a tough ball to hit, really keep under the crossbar, and does a great job of finishing off for the goal for Sacramento. As you see, Lyon probably wishes he would have done better with that save, but I tell you what, good job by Tommy Thompson following it up.
That's the second goal for the Republic here at Bonnie Field this season. Let's take a look now at the halftime stats and sort of a telling story as we try to look and just decipher what you can take from these numbers and what it means. When you typically look at shots, that's where Sacramento's dominate. They did not dominate that category tonight. But we look at corners, Kevin, and that's where we see the possession game owned by Sacramento picked up 5 already in the half.
Yeah, and this is, you look at these, what do these stats really mean? They're pretty generic when you really think about it. You look at the shots, 6-7, Seattle went out shooting Sacramento. But really, we talked about it earlier in the half that those shots really didn't come from dangerous positions. But the corners are really telling tonight, like you said, Rob, that shows that the possession Sacramento has is in that final third, in the dangerous parts of the field. And I think that's kind of emulated and really showcased what Sacramento did in that first half, or at least the second half of that first half tonight.
Many of the shots we saw by S2 taken between 25, 30 plus yards out. Really no danger for Dominic Jokubek, who continues his streak of scoreless matches. 0.43 goals against average. That is phenomenal.
That's incredible. You really look at, like we talked about earlier as well, so many positions, the goalkeeper and the 2 center backs up for grabs at the beginning of the season. And for them to come out and perform as well as they've done right now, 0.43, is that what it is, Rob? Unbelievable goals against average for Dominic. really, when you look at those numbers too, you got to credit the back four for part of that. But Dom really hasn't been called on to make too many saves, but when he has been called on, he's done a great job and he's answered that call and saved some great balls and kept Sacramento in the game for the majority of the time.
The best defense in the USL, the Sacramento Republic. Statistically, they have been able to do what very few are able to do in any span, let alone open up a season where you're just trying to figure things out. And with the turnover they had, it's been even that more impressive. Here we go. The start of the second half of play alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. A great night at Bonnie Field. Sacramento with a Tommy Thompson goal leading here after 45. No substitutions for either side at this point. There's Samuel to his left foot. He'll work it in. Dullum. Settling down. Republic now looking to turn things the other way. Dominic Jakubek into the box, 36 years of age, the oldest keeper in the USL. Took over for Patrick McLean. Scary giveaway there as Jones was in the neighborhood.
Well done by JJ. That's a tough ball in by Chris Christian to JJ Koval. A ball bouncing at his shins, and JJ does a nice enough job just to get it out of trouble.
JJ Koval, seen him hit the turf more than I think we've seen him combined matches here. He has been very active tonight, allowing for Tavo and Tommy Thompson to play further up. It has been Koval who has been the defensive enforcer here tonight, something that Tavo has been called on to do in the past. James Kiffey splitting the defense, but poked away for a second by Samuel. Sacramento still putting the pressure on. A bad giveaway by Charlie Lyon, a throw in for the Republic.
It's good pressure there by Tommy Thompson and Adam John right there, making it difficult for Lyon.
Lyon was in the box in the 1-0 loss up in Seattle, the season opener. Here's Tommy Thompson moving forward. Tommy Thompson, will they give it a look? Take to his right, he'll take a shot on goal! Tommy Thompson with a brace, and it's 2-0.
Great individual effort there by Tommy Thompson. We'll get another look at it, but when he's driving the ball, you're going to see just cut off the angle for the Seattle defender. Does a great job, just works his way across the box, works his way past 2 or 3 guys, finds an angle, cuts it back across the face of Charlie Lyon's goal into that far post, just slots it in. Great piece of individual effort by Tommy Thompson. That's what Sacramento needs right now. Here's another look at it. Just gets himself open. Watch, he'll get his head up briefly and cut it right across the face of the goal. Charlie Lyon can't do much about it, but a great finish by Tommy Thompson and a great individual effort right there. Hit, struck hard, perfectly with the laces. You see there's really no spin on that ball. Great piece of individual effort and great technique shown by Tommy Thompson right there. What a wonderful finish.
So just like that, the Sacramento Republic have scored now 4 goals in 2 matches. The offense appears to be back. Tommy Thompson from Granite Bay has 2 goals here tonight. 1 on a penalty kick, 1 coming here early in the second half of play. And the crowd is up, and you can feel it here. Many coming back from the concession stands are realizing what they just missed. A beautiful Tommy Thompson goal in the 46th minute.
Yeah, the fans have been feeling that they can go and get some extra snacks and treats lately and don't really need to be in their seats, because there's not much action going on, but not tonight, Rob.
Well, here's Mathers looking to get things going. Sprays it out in the middle. A late arriving. It appears to be that was Samuel.
Tommy Thompson almost goes in just a little bit too late right there. Able to pull out at the last second.
Christian just get a head on it. Putting pressure was Delum on the right side. Delum not as active in the offensive attack in the first half of play. Looks like he's playing more up. Mansoray will give it a go. Swings it in. A chance for a header. Down to his hip. To the ground goes Dominic Jakubek. Picks up the save. A great look for Myron Samuel.
That good ball in there by Mansoray. Samuel does a good job. Kind of off his back foot a little bit. Down to Dominic's right side. And a tough ball for Dominic to deal with it. Bouncing right in front of him. But Dominic does just a good enough job to smother that ball and make the save.
John was trying to flick it to his right to Owasa. Owasa not running with them. One more look here for Seattle. They were able to find some space.
This is the goal here. Watch this. Looking for the foul. Here's the play. Tommy Thompson just sneaks inside of Schweitzer. Forces Schweitzer to not make that decision to foul, and Tommy Thompson does a great job, takes it off that side, and once again finishes it. But that's the skill, and once again the drive that we need from players in Sacramento. to really affect the game in that final third.
Here's Oshang. Oshang trying to work it into the middle. Down goes Seattle into the box, looking for a call. Will not get it. Looking for a counter now is Sacramento. Alfaro also gave up on that play. Looking at that replay, Kevin, you see number 25, Tony Alfaro, who's been very solid, very physical tonight, sort of gave up on it and they paid big for it. Good touch from Kiffy. Kiffy keeps it right back. Looking for Harry Williams to his right. Looking to his right foot.
One touch too many again there. He needs to be able to get that off his foot just a little bit quicker. A shot or a pass. As Seattle does a good enough job to smother it and bring it back in as Dominic scoops up the ball for Sacramento.
And going back to a Kiffy, it looks like he was trying to get it to Harry Williams. Harry Williams stepped offside for a moment, and that's where the indecisiveness came in.
I still think it needs to be done just a step earlier, and Harry Williams probably isn't offside, or a touch earlier, and Harry Williams won't be offside. And that just goes back to what we talked about in the first half with Tommy, too. When Tommy Thompson got his first shot off, his first touch, once again, his first touch set him up for the shot. And I think in that situation, just a fraction of a second quicker when you're thinking out there makes a massive, huge difference. And the gap between here and the world's best isn't that big of a difference, but it just goes to show how vital that fraction of a second is for each player when they're going forward making decisions.
And another heavy touch from James Kiffy, as Adam John not able to get there. Great crowd tonight here at Bonnie.
Yeah, finally giving the crowd here at Bonnie something to cheer for as well with these 2 goals.
They've been waiting. It's been a lot of frustration here since week 1.
That good ball there.
Byron Samuel, and he is taken down hard by James Kiffy. It'll go out of play, a throw here. Oshang. To the left, Schweitzer. I'll take a moment and say congratulations to Cincinnati tonight, Kevin. A record USL crowd for one match, 23,375 against Pittsburgh.
They've been putting on quite a show out there. This isn't the first time they've had 20,000 plus either, Rob. It's a poor giveaway right there. Good chance to break.
Reminds me of a team out here a couple of seasons ago at Hughes Stadium. Sacramento setting records in that early get-go. Cincinnati, though, has burst on the scene.
Played well, too. Has got some good results. Hopefully MLS has taken notice of that. Great market.
Well, for our fans at home, you can follow live stats and more via Twitter through the club's Twitter handle, @SacRepublic or #Sac versus Seattle. Little back flick on Tommy Thompson pedaling backwards, and a whistle is blown on number 21 and sends it into the stands. And quickly to get up and say a few words is Delum, and Tommy Thompson will have none of it and walks away.
Looks like Delum goes down just a little bit too easy in my book. Tommy does a good job to run off of Adam John. Adam John uses his big frame to flick it on. And another good little run by both Harry Williams and Tommy Thompson to follow up, make that run off of Adam John, look for him to flick it on into some channels. It's always good to see with Tommy Thompson's size, not the biggest guy, but still physically can hold his own in this league and in the MLS, which has always been probably a question that he had to answer from many coaches, many scouts, many GMs. But he can do it. Physically, he can keep up. He's strong enough, and I think he's even bulked up a little bit in the last 2 or 3 years, Rob, from the first time that we've seen him. But clearly, he can handle his own strength and fitness-wise in the leagues.
Adam John with the first goal in Republic history, a header, a beautiful one at Hughes Stadium.
Just got to be careful there. A little bit too aggressive. Fortunate for not conceding the foul there.
Mensa has a lot of space here.
Too many touches.
AJ Koval. Koval also spent time with San Jose a season ago. Had him on loan here with the Republic. Became available. Now here's Harry Williams with the through ball. Harry Williams working hard into the penalty area. He's trying to stay in play. Keeps it in time. Takes the shot on goal and hits the side netting with a left foot. Turn of beauty by number 9.
Tell you what, look at the pace of number 35, Paulo, right there. Just absolutely eats up ground. Able to make it difficult for Harry Williams. Harry does a fantastic job just to get a shot off with his left foot there, but great defensive effort there after conceding so much space and a big gap right there by Seattle, but just athleticism by Seattle's back four right there keeps them in the match.
Here's Samuel. Samuel plays up top, but very good midfielder indeed. Someone who can slide back and forth in this 4-3-3. There's Tommy Thompson. One thing, you try to mark a guy like Tommy Thompson, Kevin, the difficulty you see that he's very shifty, he's got great pace. So how do you defend someone like that?
Well, on the outside, you know, the first thing you got to think of, whenever he gets the ball, you got to get someone on him and get his head down. You can't let him get his head up. See him like right there, just a little bit too much space. And I know through the course of the game, you're not always going to be able to get someone on him quickly.
Seattle with some pressure here. A little back and forth. Clemente gets it back to Djokovic.
But a guy like Tommy, you got to get up in his face early, get his head down, and make him have difficult decisions quickly, and really try to just force him to go backwards and limit his touches on the ball. I mean, those things right there is kind of how you're going to be able to deal with a little shifty player like that on the outside. But you can't give him space to run at you and give him time to make decisions, because he'll pick the right pass.
And he's gotten better at creating space for himself, too.
And that's the other part of it. Guys that are good on the ball, good little run here. When you're good on the ball, you need to be able to find yourself space, and finding space is a big challenge. Whether you're taking defenders away and then bringing them back. But all those little things are just...
Here's Dellum, deep cross, over the top, settling it down, looking for a shot on goal. Will spray it out to the left, and it appears to be Zach Mathers with chance at it. So Zach Mathers has been very active here tonight, and a player, again, who is coming in his rookie season as professional. He's putting a stamp on this S2 squad already.
And a good little piece of effort right there by Mathers to bring the ball down and have a strike. Like to see him get it on target, but that's okay. It's another look here of Harry Williams. Just continue to work and battling. Keeps it in. I love this. Just quickly gets the ball, gets it on his left foot, tries to catch Lyon out a little bit on that near post, just cuts the angle off a little bit too much, but a good effort by Harry. I love the run as well. But now's the time in the game, really. Here we are, 56, coming up to that 60th minute. Paul's going to have some decisions to make. And now's the opportunity, and now's the time, now's the chance to really put your foot on this game by going out and getting another goal. As long as it's 2-0, it's the most dangerous lead in soccer. All it takes is one lucky play, one counterattack, one ball in the back of the net for Seattle, and all of a sudden it's a completely different game. And Sacramento will be back on their heels.
Tommy Thompson has been quite an irritant for the Sounders too tonight. This one out of play, a quick throw for Sacramento again. Kiffey back in, finding 21 along the trim. Broken up. Sacramento was so much better in Los Angeles because there was fewer touches on the ball, the decision making quicker, and we're seeing it again here tonight. Here's Harry Williams, knife shifty move to his left. Now he's looking to his left. He's headed through a double team, taken down in the box, no call, and they'll play on here at Bonnie. Adam John was just drugged down from the back, and the bench for the Republic is irate, and I think they have a pretty strong case.
You know, I don't know how much clearer you're going to get unless the referee just had a terrible angle on it, but that was 100% Adam John just being pulled down from the shoulders from behind in the box. A great little build-up once again by Sacramento, thwarted by a missed call, poor decision by a referee. Unfortunate, because we're just talking about now's the time to take the game by its throat, and there's your opportunity. And the fortune's just not with Sacramento right now, Rob.
Yeah, I'll give Earhart credit. He's called a really good game so far. Just missed a pretty big call here. We'll get another chance to see what happened here on this review. So there's Adam John. They're tussling. Maybe Adam just fell. Looked like he was pulled down. It's hard to say from that angle, but Talo again, a guy who's been in the mix, and we have a couple substitutions coming up for Seattle. We'll get these changes for you as soon as they check in with the fourth official. But Adam John, fought in their box. You could have got another one. Now we see the replay. It doesn't look like Talo maybe drug him down as it appeared the first time, but still a tough call. Let's get one more angle at it.
He's definitely
there's his jersey. You got to pull him down.
Both arms right there, and you're trying. If we can get that one more time and see the angle that the referee has on that. I mean, it looks like Talo does a good enough job to kind of hide the pull a little bit with his left hand, where he's not outstretched. His arms are not outstretched. He's kind of tucked in by his side, but still, you can't miss a call like that where it just completely influences the game.
Well, here's Sacramento. Adam John with a strike on it, goes off the hip of Alfaro. One more time. Here's Cameron Owasa looking for the left foot. Too compacted in there, trying to create some space, broken up by Osheng.
Game's opening up right now and still needs to be an opportunity for Sacramento. Take the game when you can. Adam John, can't fault him for trying to pull the trigger on the top of the box right there. However, he did have Owasa streaking down on his right side. Could have played him, but still, in my mind, looked like he was going with conviction. You can't really fault him for having a strike on target trying to score a goal.
So Devin Fisher, who just checked in here right back, he is into the match. Victor Mansoret is out, as is Schweitzer. So 2 key players for S2 out of the match after an hour gone by. They trailed 2-0 here to the Republic at Bonnie Field. Tommy Thompson with both goals tonight. And here's Adam John now with some space. And a foul is called late for Dellum. So Carlos Patino and Devin Fisher in. Patino signed last year, made 3 appearances with the S2. Devin making 4 appearances with the S2 a season ago. Coming up strong, Kiffy. A little bit of energy, a little spark for S2 after the substitutions. And Tommy Thompson fights it off and out of play, and Buckle likes it. Talked so many times this season about the chances Sacramento had to score. Tonight, they've done a really nice job of capitalizing on those opportunities.
Yeah, you know, the chances that have been presented to them, they've done a good job of finishing them off. You know, some pretty special individual efforts on Tommy Thompson's goal, and also Cam getting himself in a good position with a great ball in by Kiffy, though. But always surprises me also. Tommy's above average in the air. For his size, you don't expect that. It just shows he's a little gamer out there, wanting to win every battle.
Carlos Patino, a battle. Mathers staying strong. Mathers, a slight deflection from Chris Christian, dangerously heading towards the net, and it's Dominic Jokubek who's able to pick it up. For a goalkeeper, that's got to be your worst nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it 2 weeks ago in the St. Louis game where that ball actually sneaks into that front post for a goal, an own goal. And right there, same situation, just a little further up the pitch. And Dominic's able to read it a little bit better because he had more time to react to it, to get down to his left to make the save. But yeah, I mean, it's something that probably just gets your heart going, skip a beat a little bit.
Interesting. We're usually seeing Chris Christian play a lot with his feet. He's having to spray it out, really conducting. We've seen very little of number 8 tonight. And that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think what I think it means is really J.J. Caval and Octavio are on the ball a little bit more, a little bit further up the pitch.
Here's Amber Clemente trying to send one in.
Which is really what you want your holding midfielder and your other midfielder to do, to be on the ball. You don't want your center backs to necessarily be on the ball making those decisions, needing to make those plays.
Amber Clemente with the throw. So a week ago, you saw transformation, players more decisive. And here's a chance. Sacramento earns a corner as it's slightly deflected away. So good job by Cameron Owasa tonight. And that's the unfortunate part. Didn't get able to take the penalty kick, but he's been working hard tonight. He's been flying up that left side, almost coming up as a third attacker for the Republic. Here's Tommy Thompson. He has 2 goals here tonight. He's taking most of the corners for the club here as well. This one's an outswinger, back post, looking for Adam John! Just sprayed it to the left. On a platter, John can't convert, and he knows it. Smiled, it had a great opportunity to make this 3-0.
He timed that perfectly. Probably just unable to execute, but I tell you what, a good run. You get another look at it right now. Adam John skies for this thing. Does a great job. Love the idea to try to find that far post with it. Just redirect it, really. But a good effort by Adam John. I tell you what, set pieces tonight, corner kicks, we've looked deadlier tonight than we have all year. It seems like the runs are just being a little bit crisper, better timing. I still think the timing can be a little bit better. Start to watch these runs, Rob. They seem to be starting just a little bit too early.
But again, they're starting to go. And I feel like the timing is getting that. We haven't seen that since probably last season. So overall, it's nice to see it. You're right. You start getting the timing down a little bit better, and you're starting to see some 3- and 4-goal matches by the Republic.
Yeah, I mean, and it looks like, you know, Sacramento's really enjoying themselves out there right now, which we saw 2 weeks ago, where it was the exact opposite. Sacramento was not enjoying themselves. We weren't difficult to play against. Opposition was really enjoying themselves. But tonight it kind of looks a little bit different. The tide's turned more.
And without even the goals, it's just the energy level and the way they're attacking the ball and trying to win the ball tonight is a dramatically different scene than what we saw, you're right, here at Bonnie Field 2 weeks ago against Orange County.
Yeah, OC were really enjoying themselves in that middle third.
Here's Cameron Watson. He's had a great night tonight.
Poor decision there.
Emma Clemente coming up. The hustle has been there over and over. Samuel to the left side, springing it. He's onside. It's Jones. Jones against Djokovic. Djokovic off the face. A save. It looked like a one-on-one situation in favor of Seattle, and Djokovic comes up with the save of the evening.
Wonderful, absolutely massive save. Jones is streaking up that left side. Dominic comes out, makes himself big.
Jones again takes a dive.
I tell you what, though, that's what you need your goalkeeper to do. As he's making that run, I'm thinking, here we go. This is what we talked about. One set piece or one counterattack. All of a sudden, it's 2-1. The momentum shifted, but you got your goalkeeper coming up, making a massive save for the team. You get a good look right here as Jones opens his hips up. Dominic makes himself big. Looks like it comes off his left shoulder, but a great save. Great timing by Dominic on when to come out, when to commit. And that's what you ask of your goalie. When your team's successful, your goalie's going to be called on once or twice during the game, and they got to make a save. And that's the tough task for goalkeepers, is because you're so kind of out of contact with the rest of the team for 60, 70, 80 minutes, and you're called on right in a moment to make a save and come up big. And he does it.
How big is that for the back four, who has played very well throughout this season, who has made saves for him? I mean, it's just really the back four and the goalie now working together.
Working hand in hand right there, because the back four right there clearly get diced and cut open with a huge gap on that left side, with Emmer a little bit out of position, Derek a little bit out of position, and then obviously with Chris Christian a little bit too deep. But once again, Dominic comes up and makes a great save, saving his back four.
Well, we have a substitution during that break as well. Zach Mathers, so another key S2 player out. Lorenzo Ramos comes in, making his 5th appearance on the season. He's only played 89 minutes, so a lot of these younger guys getting some time here. Some of the academy players getting some good opportunity here on the road. It looks like Sacramento will have some changes as well, as Agustin Caceres will come in for Octavio Guzman. And so Augie brings a little bit more pace. Defensively, Tabo's stronger, but we've seen Tabo really play up tonight. It's been JJ Kubal who's manned the middle of the back four, doing a nice job. So Augie, who had a few starts earlier this season, getting some time with Sacramento. Augie's home run.
And Augie, very, very dependable player. I kind of like this substitution actually right now for Paul. Bringing in, I imagine he's going to be a little bit more defensive-minded than what Octavio was going to be tasked with early. Great little ball here.
Tabo to Iwasa! He's tagged the right side. Tommy Thompson, MVP tonight. There's no doubt about it. I'll tell you what, Iwasa's had some pretty good looks on there. He takes a little bit of a half turn there. He's probably got a good shot on target.
Good ball, good weight on this. Cam sees it all the way. We'd like to see him maybe put a little bit more whip on him. I like the effort to try to cut out that near post or find that near post.
How tough is a shot on that when you're running with the ball, heading away from the goal to try to turn that inward?
Yeah, I mean, you're running full speed basically across the face of the goal. And I like the decision right there. Try to bring it back across the Lions' goal to the far post is going to be really difficult. So you got to try to hit it hard and low to that near post essentially, which Cam did. And unfortunately, just didn't get enough whip on the ball to curl it in. But a good effort, good run, good ball played in. And good build-up by Sacramento. Still need to get that third goal really to put this game away, Rob.
Here's Patino. So it's Jones, Samuel, Oshong, Ramos, Patino, Fisher, Delum, Nelson, Lionel, Faro, Tolo for Seattle. Sacramento's only change has been Octavio Guzman, who's come out for Agustin Caceres. James Kiffey. Kiffey played very well against Los Angeles on the road as well. Los Angeles had some pretty good chances early on. We saw it here tonight for Seattle as well. Those first 15 minutes, they started to become a little bit of a danger zone for the Republic, as we've seen teams trying to take advantage of that and try to score early.
Yeah, and that really just boils down to Sacramento and how you're prepping for the game and what you're doing in the first 15 minutes. It's not necessarily game plan for other teams to think we're going to go out and get them in the first 15 minutes. I don't think. Kind of comes down to checking yourself, looking yourself in the mirror to make sure you're difficult to play against the entire 90 minutes.
Ezra Hendrickson, the head coach, and here's a chance onside. Aaron Iwasa, Cameron Iwasa turning, has the goalkeeper away off his line. Iwasa still playing with it. Too many touches because you have a shot on goal here. Here's Agustín Caceres, who just checked in. A turn for Harry Williams. Harry Williams has it deflected and will pick up a corner kick.
Cam Iwasa's got a good, it's a tough ball over the shoulder, but a fantastic ball in by Chris Christian. Cam can't bring it down, gets it on the outside. You got Lyon way out of his goal mouth, and then followed up the play as Adam John doing a great job following that play. Just can't find him. Ball gets bounced around the top of the box a few times. Harry Williams finally is the one who decides to take a shot. I'd even like to see Agustín Caceres get his left foot, his stronger left foot on the ball, put something on target. You got a good look on the top of the box. What are you waiting for?
Tommy Thompson, low in swinger, or excuse me, out swinger, but he'll get it right back. Samuel putting pressure on. Backpedaling now the Republic. Well, the boys in the old Glory Red will take on the future stars of Liverpool. They play Liverpool U21s on May 21st. Right here at Bonnie Field. They also play them on May 25th at the Great Nevada Field. Tickets are on sale. Learn more at Sac Republic FC. Liverpool coming to town. Newcastle, Sunderland here a year ago. Here's one wide open for Harry Williams. Harry Williams with a dink. Just missed, played it too heavy of a touch, and we might have another corner kick. Should have struck it on the first touch.
It's another 100% right. You don't have time in the box to take two touches and then get your head up. You got to strike that first time. If he would have taken just a little bit of a quicker step to the ball, he's got it on his right foot and just hit it on target. Just another look at this. He's got to hit this first time. You don't have time to take a touch.
Deep post, looking for Adam John. Adam John gets a volley on it down and just trying to settle with J.J. Caval. A high hip kick. From this angle, it was hard to tell where that was likely headed, but Adam John, very active again tonight. Here he comes back to us.
Fantastic in the air.
Just
Adam
a
John is
tough ball over Tony Alfaro there.
Yeah.
Alfaro 6'3".
And Caval, that's a tough ask right there. That might have even gone off Seattle.
Well, that will be the last touch for Adam John tonight as he comes off the pitch, and it's number 10, Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart has 3 goals against Seattle in the last 2 seasons that they have taken on S2.
Good shift here tonight by Adam John. Unlucky for him not to get a goal, I think, for the effort that he put in tonight. But a big boost for Sacramento having him in the squad.
Cameron Iwasa, who's been very strong, looking for a foul, will not get it. It'll be Agustín Caceres to Tommy Thompson. Tommy Thompson moving forward, making a run. Is a newly checked in Stewart. But you're right, when you watch Tommy Thompson, that first touch, even if it's a little too heavy, it's moving forward, and it's moving forward with a purpose.
It's taking you into a direction. That first touch, if you're taking your first touch to settle it, it better be a ball bouncing at your hip. Especially in this league, and when you're a professional, your first touch needs to take you in places that you want to go. You can't wait for your second touch to take you in the direction you want to go. It's too late at that point.
So interesting as we have another substitution, and it's another academy player. And I apologize trying to get this name right. It's Kei Tomozoa. And so we'll see if Kei can make some impact here for the S2. Now, interesting enough about the S2 is sort of in the news lately as well, Kevin, is that currently they play just in the suburbs there of Seattle at Starfire. Well, now they're looking at possibly moving to Tacoma and joining with the AAA of the Mariners, the Rainiers. So it'll be interesting to see where this club ends up. They will continue to train in Tukwila, but will have a little bit more opportunities to get in front of some Tacoma fans. Well, here's a chance for now for Cameron Watson from Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart wanted it back, down low across, looking for Tommy Stewart, Harry Williams, and Harry Williams, heavy touch out of play.
Still needs to be quicker. Cam gets his head up, and Harry Williams peels off brilliantly right on the 6-yard box. The ball needs to go to him right there. At this point, the play's died. And Harry's already committed to that run, but that ball needs to be played in just a little bit quicker.
Be a throw for James Kippy in the Republic here. Back to Kippy. From Iwasa. Iwasa sends in a cross. Defended well by Seattle. Misplayed by Emmer Clementa. Now here's Iwasa again. Iwasa turning to the middle. A lot of traffic.
There's a good little effort there. ball zipped in from Chris Christian. Does a good job to settle it, then make his move. I understand we talked about, having your first touch take you somewhere, but that ball zipped in by your center back.
Here's Chris Christian.
Takes a lot of energy and a lot of thought to be able to bring that ball down. It does a good job, takes that turn, and tries to slide one in for Harry Williams.
Agustin Caceres pushing forward. Here's Ramos. Ramos able to keep it up. Well done. Cut off by Iwasa. So now as we go back to possibly seeing S2 in Tacoma, do you believe that more of these MLS2 clubs should play further away from where the first team plays?
I still think it's yet to be determined. Another tricky little ball here by line. Yet to be determined, really. You got Houston's doing it with Rio Grande as well, where they're kind of shifting some focus, shifting some financial responsibility on another investment group and changing markets.
Here's Tommy Stewart with his left foot, heavy touch, looking towards the box, trailing is Williams. Out comes Lyon and makes the save.
Yeah, I think Tommy right there needs to, instead of peeling off to his left, peel off to his right. I think he had Tommy Thompson out there, and maybe even Harry Williams as well. But it's yet to be seen to really to find out how these situations and these relationships are going to work. I kind of like the idea to change market because it shifts some focus from the first team and allows that USL squad to really become their own entity, create their own brand. There's another look here at Tommy bringing the ball, an easy ball for Lyon to come out and get. But it allows them to create their own identity, the USL team, and really separate themselves a little bit from the first team.
Getting behind him, here goes the right side. It's Fisher. Fisher will take it up and tilt it over the bar. Not sure it's a cross or a shot on goal, but Jakubek a little bit nervous. Great shot by Fisher on the opportunity.
And so yet to be determined how this is going to work. I think a lot of this stuff is real, still in its infancy stages with USL and MLS relationships, but I do like the idea, and I wonder what Sacramento's going to do in the years to come. Are we going to have an in-market USL team, or are we going to have an out-of-market USL team? And I think there's merits for both, but it's kind of nice for Sacramento where we get a couple case studies where we can study, Rob, see what kind of success or failures that these other cities have had with changing teams or moving teams or keeping them in-market or out-of-market.
Well, and I don't know whether it hurts the MLS side of things, but I think for growing the sport of soccer, getting more people to attend soccer matches is only going to be a positive thing. So I like the out-of-area thing. And Tommy Thompson a little bit frustrated. Harrison Kurtz just checked in. We should know it. And it looks like Samuel was taken out of the match here. So Harrison Kurtz, another academy player for the Sounders too, getting some time here.
So one of the downside, Rob, is that people have talked about for having that out-of-market team. I know Seattle and Tacoma are only 45 minutes away, so this works. But you got Houston, for example, where they're 3, 4, 5 hours, I think, drive away from where the USL team is. So you can't move players as freely as you would like and as often as you would like into first-team training down to USL training. So that becomes a little bit of a logistics issue.
Cameron Iwasa just outside the penalty area trying to skirt it in and find a teammate, Agi Caceres. Was the intended target for a moment. Now it's a one-on-one situation. Tula comes all the way up. Now Tula going to switch it over the right side. Well, there's Kurtz, who just checked in. Kurtz in the middle. Kenneris with the left foot will keep it on the deck. Down goes Jakubek.
It's actually a decent ball into the box. I know he's probably trying to take a shot there, but the pace on that maybe even allowed for Darwin Jones to get on the end of it. And as a defender, you immediately see that and you think that's a shot, and you're just going to turn around and try to shield or screen your forward. But sometimes it doesn't happen, and that guy can sneak in and get his touch on, and maybe look to slide it past Dominic as the ball's just sprayed out for a goal kick.
Bottom tie here.
It's a good-looking diagonal ball by Tolo right there, where he's been super active tonight. He's looked really good. I mean, good pace. I mean, if you're Seattle, this is a guy that I think, and left back is such a difficult position for teams to find. And if you have a guy like this being developed right now at this young of an age,
that anyone could have signed. It was just the connections you had.
Well, yeah, it just goes back to Garth and Ezra and Siggy, finding talent and finding guys like that where, I'll tell you, left back is a tough, difficult position for teams to find. But a good match here tonight by Tolo.
A little back and forth to start this thing early here, and we saw the Republic able to settle things down, control of possession. Getting that way again is a new blood in here for Seattle. Sacramento's got to try to eat this clock out here, but 11 minutes or so left to play.
This is where you really got to become a good team, Rob. This is where you got 2-goal lead. You need to figure it out.
Well, Sacramento, not just a soccer capital, but also a rugby city as well this summer. Join us at Bonnie Field for the inaugural season of pro rugby, as well as when the Eagles take on Russia. June 25th. For dates and tickets, visit bonniefield.com. Throw in for Sacramento here.
10 minutes to go here. Back four, you really need to stay organized, and this is when you can start to lose a little bit of mental focus with how tired you are. But right now is really where you got to check yourself. This is where you earn your paycheck and earn your respect from players and teammates.
Well, your keys now: continue to defend, get Clemente involved, and set the tempo. How do you think they've done so far?
Yeah, Clemente, I don't think has been involved whatsoever in that attack, and when he hasn't been real effective in that final third. But however, we've had other guys like Tommy Thompson step up and really be that kind of catalyst in there. So that's been effective. However, not Clemente. I think they've defended well. They've given up a few chances. Seattle's gotten in behind them maybe a few too many times than I would have liked. But still, Dominic's the one that came up and made a big save and set the tempo. I don't think they set the tempo. I think Seattle came in here and set the tempo. However, 15, 20 minutes into that second half, or that first half,
here's a good pace,
is when Sacramento really hit their stride.
And now you see again, Nuhutalo continuing to put pressure, not giving up on you, even though about 10 minutes left to play. And a corner coming up. It'll be Jones to take it.
You really got to tune in on these. These are ones as a player, you got to think, like we talked about, 10 minutes to go. This is where you got to stay on your mark. You can't make a mental mistake.
Tomazawa in the front of Dominic Jakubek. And Earhart will have a discussion and separate a couple of these players here as they get settled things here on the corner kick. And this is only ticking time away for Seattle.
Yeah, it looks like it's just JJ Cabal and Alfaro right there, just battling. Maybe a little bit too much grabbing. Alfaro looks like to be the main target for Seattle in this set piece.
Here's a ball in, looking good for Seattle. Bounces around, and it'll still be a chance, and it's cleared away by Amber Clemente.
Tommy Thompson, actually. Tommy Thompson's on that near post, doing a little bit of everything tonight, Rob.
Tommy Thompson goes shoulder to shoulder, and a foul is called, letting Carlos Patino know who is the man of the match here tonight. Number 21, Tommy Thompson. And we will have a substitution on the Republic side here. Likely the next dead ball situation is number 5, Danny Barrera will come in, which seems to be coming in for Tommy Thompson. Here's another look at it. Just you're right. We've seen John and we've seen Tommy Thompson become a lot stronger, a lot more physical since getting some pretty good minutes in MLS. But the San Jose Earthquakes. Chance here though for Sounders. 2 coming up. Christian on his head. Augie Caceres fighting with his Ramos. Talo. To the right side to Devin Fisher, who checked in about halfway through this half here. Backpedaling is 4 and clearing, but the pressure continuing to mount by S2. The defensive side for the Republic here trying to stand ground and keep, but is yet another clean sheet. Amber Clemente, nice tricky move here, able to keep it in play. Now he's going to get it up the field. Harry Williams awaits, and now the push is coming. Tommy Stewart running to his left. On the break he comes. Here's number 10. And takes the shot, deflected. They'll get a corner kick.
Fantastic break right there. Unbelievable. Clemente's able to get that ball sprayed out wide. Harry Williams picks it up, turns immediately, and starts to press and starts to drive. Tommy Stewart peels off to the outside. Get another look right here. Takes a touch, gets his head up, has a strike. Deflection. No complaints whatsoever right there by the front two. Absolutely fantastic break, and how quick that was. Beautiful stuff by Sacramento right there.
And the fans are into it as well. Another corner kick for Sacramento tonight. They lead 2-0 because of this man here, Tommy Thompson. A penalty kick and one here in the second half. Deep post and another corner. And here's a substitution, and it will be Harry Williams to come out. And we will see Danny Barrera in. So it looks like
here's the corner kick. As Alfaro gets up, and it's Tommy Thompson on that post with his left foot. I don't think he knows too much about it, but I tell you what, being in the right place at the right time, and that's your job as that post, the person on the post. Just be big, find yourself in that position, clears the ball off the line. Fantastic job.
the Dominic Jokubek will give the captain's armband to Danny Barrera. Harry Williams out to Tommy Thompson. Takes the PK after Cameron Iwasa draws the foul in the box. Scores on the rebound, and then able to score again here in the second half. Takes it on his own. And a defensive play just as well. He's made some other great plays here tonight. No doubt he's going to be our man of the match.
I mean, I feel like Sacramento for the last, 6 days, a year for that matter, haven't had any luck.
Here's Tommy Thompson, back post, looking for Christian. Is it going to be offside before things even get going?
No, over the end line for
over the end line. Okay.
But there's a piece of luck I think Sacramento's really been desperately needing. A guy like Tommy Thompson, whoever it was on that near post, to find himself in a good position, saves a goal, keeping this game a 2-goal game, which is absolutely massive right now.
Lorenzo Ramos killed a lot of time off that clock. About 5 minutes have gone by from the various exchanges here. Danny Barrera, first touch in tonight.
I like the decision for Danny to come in. I think he brings just a little bit more possession, which is really going to be needed here for the last 5-10 minutes.
Well, we didn't get a chance to talk about it earlier, but I want to bring this up. You had an opportunity tonight to talk to Christine Rampone, one of the all-time great women's national team players. A couple of gold medals, a couple of World Cup wins as well, including the last one goes out a winner. As they spring this forward and get right back to that. She's in attendance as well here tonight. Is Tommy Stewart fighting with it. Tommy Stewart staying up on his feet, and a foul is called on Tommy Stewart. Not really sure, but Christine Rampone, you had a little chalk talk with different fans, and how'd it go tonight?
It went wonderful, and her name's been synonymous with the U.S. women's team for the last 15 years, really. And to look at her numbers on paper just blew me away. Like you knew how successful she's been. You got to look at it right here at Tommy. Bit of a grab. And she's been successful, but 5 World Cups, two of them they've won, 4 Olympics, 3 Olympic gold medals, 311 caps, Rob. Unbelievable. 311 caps to me just blew me away. I didn't realize how many caps that is. I mean, if
her and Amy Wambach, I don't know if they'll be a couple of great.
As the years and the game gets better, it's going to limit the amount of caps these players are going to have because competition's going to be better. 311 caps, almost 40 years old, still fit as can be. Just unbelievable professional.
And a lot of youth programs out here tonight able to ask her question.
Fantastic showing and really good to have.
Here's Kiffy. He's got Iwasa and he's going to spray it out wide. To his left foot, Danny Barrera. Danny Barrera going to take a shot on goal and just sends it over the bar.
Doesn't miss by much.
But what a great opportunity. I mean, here we are. You talk about the impact of a professional sports team, and the Sacramento Republic have come in. They've galvanized this community. They've brought them together. They've won a championship already. But it's the other things like this, when you get the top-level players coming in and you get to meet with them, speak with them before a match.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. And you think, if my daughter was of age to go out and talk and see this, it just would have blown her away. And I know that a lot of the girls here in town, we don't really see the women's game at that level here in Sacramento enough. And hopefully in the years to come, we'll be able to do that. And really, I mean, the women's game has just elevated soccer in general across the board in the last 4 years in America, which has been fantastic. And to see the type of reception that she got tonight.
Ooh, dangerously off the face, and Seattle coming on strong, and it appears to be Darwin Jones who made Dominic Jokubek a little bit nervous there. A throw in for Sacramento.
But to see what type of reception she had, and what it really means to the girls here in Sacramento that came to the Wells Fargo Chalk Talk, super special, really special stuff. And couldn't ask for a better person to come in. Chrissy was fantastic, very humble throughout. And just an unbelievable professional. Just a wonderful story, Rob.
And we saw the last Men's World Cup, and then we saw just last year the Women's World Cup. This nation, I mean, you see the watch parties as Chris Christian's down. Mackenzie Predham will come in, and it'll be Tommy Thompson likely out. So, but I mean, you look back 3 or 4 years ago, how many women's players could you name, and how many are able now to probably name nearly the starting 11. I mean, it's come a long way just in a decade.
And credit due. I mean, look, their record for the last 10, 15 years has been absolutely astonishing. So I think that finally this game has really got its claws in the United States on the men's side and definitely on the women's side. And I really think the women's game has elevated the men's game and the notoriety of the sport in general for the last 4 years. So I think they work hand in hand. And well, to have Christy, one of the best players in the U.S. ever, to come into Sacramento and speak to the kids and be as humble and as kind as she was just super refreshing to see.
So Mackenzie Prenham in, and Tommy Thompson, a standing ovation from the crowd as he checks out, and a thank you too from 21. Playing back in his hometown, a star at Granite Bay High School, undoubtedly the star here tonight as well. 2 goals, a great defensive save as well on a set piece for Seattle, and Sounders too, now with the limited moments here in this match. And one more chance for a change.
Yeah, this is Paul doing a very good job, just killing the game here.
And it's Alfonso Motogalva who will replace Chris Christian. And we have a moment, we have about 2 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by Sprint. Kevin, congratulations to Alfonso as he was named to the UC Santa Barbara Hall of Fame as he's part of that 2006 champion College Cup team that went 7-6 to start the year and then go ahead and win the entire thing. A remarkable story about a decade ago now.
Yeah, and you really look at all the schools for the last 10, 15 years that have won the NC2A. For a school, smaller school, so to speak, in UCSB, to go out there and do what they did and win that championship. Special, smaller conference they play in. Great soccer school, great school. Tim Von Steeg does a great job down there. But cool to see Alfonso get himself inducted, be part of something special like that.
I think 2 or 3 of his teammates still in MLS. So, very talented team, no doubt about it. But a decade later, still going strong. Here's Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart. Michael Nelson. Michael Nelson has to clear it away. And we have a corner kick coming up for Tommy Stewart in the Republic. About 30 seconds or so left in this one. An exciting match at Bonnie Field. From the get-go, Sounders had their opportunities. It'll be Danny Barrera to take it with the left foot. They just could not break through. Here's Barrera. Mackenzie Prenham lets it go for Clementa. Clementa just off the back of the Sounders defense. Another corner.
Your eyes get really big when you see that ball coming up in the air, just floating onto your favorite right foot. Get a free crack at it. It's a good strike actually by Clementa. That's a tough ball to hit. Tough ball to strike cleanly.
Ball swung in. Sacramento holding on to possession here. The Republic, with the win here tonight, will propel themselves into 5th place in the Western Conference. And that is the whistle. Tommy Thompson, the hero tonight. 2 goals. They don't allow a goal against Seattle again, and another team has been dropped down. A clean sheet for the Republic as they go on to win this one. Stay tuned. We'll have your post game coming up. We've got your highlights, you got your stats, and we'll take a look at those standings as well as the Republic with a big time victory. And that man right there had a lot to do with it.
And the Republic FC returns to play on Wednesday, May 18th for U.S. Open Cup play. Kickoff 7:30 p.m. Gates opening up 6 p.m. Tickets start at $16 and are available on Ticketmaster.com. And now down to Scott Marsh for our Bonnie Plumbing Player of the Match. Scott, take it away.
All right, tonight was such a special match. We've got the Bonnie men of the match. We've got Tommy Thompson down here and Dominic Jokubek. First of all, let's hear it for Tommy. It's great to have him back in Sacramento, isn't it? Tommy, certainly it was a great night for you. Had both those goals. First of all, just talk about playing back in Sacramento.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be back here at Bonnie Field. I want to thank all the fans for bringing the noise all game. It's always a pleasure here. I love it.
All right, let's talk about the first goal on the penalty kick. Coaches always tell you to follow your shot. That's exactly what you did.
Huge credit to Cam Mawasa. He did a great job all game of running down the flanks, and he deserved that PK, and so I was happy to finish it.
Then obviously you got that quick second goal to start the second half.
Yeah, that was good to get that one. It gave us a little bit of a breather to make it more of a relaxed game, but it's a great win tonight, and I'm happy to be here.
Obviously, when you come to Sacramento, you know when you get one goal, it's going to be a win the way this defense is playing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great clean sheet we got. Credit to Dom here, and the backboard did a great job. So it's a good night for Sacramento.
All right, Dom, let's talk a little bit. First of all, you were thanking Tommy for a nice save before we even started this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here right now, but I think Tommy totally deserves this award. He had the best save of the game and both goals, so I want to give him a round of applause, not for me. Thank you.
All right, another round of applause for Tommy. Now, Dom, let's talk about the defense has been amazing so far this season. Your fifth shutout. Let's just talk about how good the D has been.
It's a test to how we practice, our staff. You know, we're organized. You can see we only give up a few shots, so I'm really happy I made one or two saves. Tommy had one, so I think it's credit to the way we train. You know, we have a mindset that we're very solid, we're experienced, and it's going to take a lot to get by us.
Now, you had the honor of wearing the captain's band tonight. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man, it's an honor always to represent this beautiful club, man, these people here, man. I appreciate that. You know, I'll be the captain whenever they want me to. But I gave it to Danny because he is our captain. He earned it. He deserved it. And, yeah, man.
Well, very good. All right, let's hear it again for Tommy and for Dom as the Republic get above 500 to get 4-3-1. Another sellout crowd here at Bonnie Field. Back up to you.
And rugby is here at Bonnie Field this summer. The inaugural season for Pro Rugby is underway, and USA Rugby returns to Bonnie Field versus Russia June 25th. Tickets for both Pro Rugby and USA Rugby are available at Ticketmaster.com. Be sure to head downtown to De Beers Irish Pub for your home of all things soccer for the official Sacramento Republic FC post-pint party. You can enjoy the new menu and cold drinks with your fellow Sacramento Republic FC fans. On behalf of the Republic FC, Vice President of Marketing Erica Bjork, stage managers Natalie Alanis, Jackson, Batman, Jason Shaw, and Maine on the field, Victor Alanis, and of course, music director Brian Chiesa, and of course, Mo Brazelton, the entire entertainment team. My name is Jamie Coffey. Travel home safely. Have yourself a great night.
A victorious Republic here tonight, 2-0. Kevin, this feels a lot better. This is a lot more enjoyable to have a post-game show after a nice victory, like a solid match. I don't know if the full 90 minutes, but at least 80. I'll say 80 minutes. Yeah, just a very solid match, and that guy is a big part of it.
Familiar feeling that we haven't felt in a long time with the results that we've had as of late. But I tell you what, it feels really good to be back on, get the 3 points, clean sheet at home. Can't ask for anything more than that right now. Considering especially last week, coming off the 3 points, so 2 wins in a row. Now we start to build momentum. You can't build momentum off one game, but you can do it off 2 and 3 and 4. So that's what needs to happen now. Get back at it. We got a tough stretch here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Need to get results and need to learn how to win and continue to do so.
Well, let's see how they did it tonight, shall we? Let's get to your NorCal Honda dealers highlights. NorCal gets it for style, performance, and value. You can't beat Honda. NorCalHondaDealers.com. Early on, Seattle, they had their opportunities, they had their chances. Dominic Jokubek on his toes all night. I thought he made a couple of nice saves, and he was right there when they needed him defensively, a couple of lapses here and there. Victor Mansouri nearly put in the back of the net and just could not convert when they needed to. Meanwhile, back come the Republic the other way, and this was the chances that they were looking for. Good strike there by Tommy Thompson, and this is the game changer.
Yeah, the penalty right there. Great ball by Kiffey, springing Iwasa in, and a poor penalty right there, but a great follow-up by Tommy Thompson to get him to get Sacramento up 1-0. And there's a caution here, just a kind of a reckless, poor challenge by Christian. And here's the goal, a special goal here. Just I love that little angle he takes right there, gets his head up, and just lashes it across the face of the goal.
He's hard to take down. You can see that his strength has dramatically increased. A season ago, he's probably stumbling over that ball. That time, he stayed with it. His touches were beautiful tonight. And Christian, and just with a bruising play, the physicality from both sides was there. But this was the one that sealed the deal. And Tommy Thompson, our player, or a man of the match, I should say, Dominic Jakubek, a nice night as well. The 5th clean sheet for the Republic. I mean, this is incredible. 8 matches, 5 clean sheets. You have 13 points on the season. You've now scored 2 goals in 2 consecutive matches. This team's starting to roll. And here tonight, we talked a little bit about the corners and the differential. They had 12 tonight compared to Seattle's 2. I thought that was telling. 16 shots compared to 13. They continue to get more shots than their opponent. They're getting better possession time. I think they're now starting to play better as a team as well. Even without Tommy Thompson, he was on loan. Overall, I thought this team was really with it. Cameron Iwasa was fantastic. Backline, they did what they always do.
Yeah, and that's you're starting to really create a good culture right now with these guys, and now momentum needs to be built. Tough week, tough couple of games, tough couple of weeks, come up with a lot of games. So Sacramento needs to keep that momentum going.
Well, join us next week, Saturday, Liverpool U21s in town right here at Bonniefield. Should be a great atmosphere. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight. I want to thank our entire crew behind the scenes. Mark Land, our producer tonight, our executive producer, Rusty Pravat, the entire crew at Franklin Pictures, and the entire Republic staff as well. For Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. A victorious night at Bonniefield. Sacramento wins 2-0. And it's Cameron Iwasa and Tommy Thompson who played a big role tonight. The Tower Bridge Battalion and everyone else going home happy. We'll see you a week from today.